Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's recap of The Bachelor. What a dramatic episode.
It really was. There's 15 girls left, but not everyone's getting a date, okay? So just don't feel bad.
Yeah. So on the first date this week was Gia, Rozlyn, Valishia, Corrie, Christina, and Ashleigh H.
A picture's worth 1,000 words.
Love Jake. Okay, so the big secret was revealed. It was his photo shoot for Instyle.
Okay. Up first was Rozlyn. Honey, where's your underwear? Because you totally weren't wearing it.
What a hoe. Yeah, like they all had individual shots and then they were like posing with Jake or whatever.
Yeah. Christina was very, very uncomfortable.
She was drinking it up too.
Yeah, she really was. So he thought he'd break the ice and dipped her. And she was all like, ha ha ha. And then he was like, And then, yeah, it was definitely a charity dip.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't feeling it, and I don't think Jake was either.
So then after that, they were just like chatting it up or whatever, having some drinkies.
Part 2 of the group date, and Ashleigh steals Jake from Gia in a bikini. Girl.
Can you say trashy?
You shouldn't be wearing that bikini,
desperate.
First of all, because, it just wasn't right.
Yeah, so then she's like, can I have a little pool time with you?
She totally rode him like a dolphin in the pool.
Yeah, she's like, we were really feeling each other.
We got great
chemistry.
chemistry.
Good chemistry. She was on, like, riding him.
She was hung on him like a hook. Yeah. All right, so Christina's a happy drunk, we find out. That's okay, but just don't drink, Christina.
Drink after you have your one-on-one time with him.
Then at the end of the date, Rozlyn made her move. She grabbed Jake by the face, felt up his boob, and made out with him, which prompted him to run away to get the rose, which he stuck in his butt crack, which I would not accept if I knew it was in his butt crack. And yeah, he totally bought it, and she got the rose for the date.
There's just something about her that's so, like, slimy.
She's sketchy.
She's a whore.
So, meanwhile, back at the house, the one-on-one date card arrives along with a box. And inside the box was a very expensive diamond necklace.
Oh my God. But there was no name to go with the box, so they didn't know who was going on the one-on-one date. So Michelle was like, I want to try it on. I want to try it. You know what? You want to know why? Because, like, I think the first person to try it on gets to go on the date.
And then after she tried it on, everybody
Someone
was like,
ew, it's tainted.
I don't want it now. Okay, so it turns out the next morning they find out that it's for Allie. Come fly with me. Love, Jake. Okay,
so they went on a motorcycle ride to the airport.
And Allie was a little bit overdressed. And by a little, I mean a lot.
I don't blame her, though. They gave her a diamond necklace to wear.
Yeah, and she's also afraid to fly, and Jake's a pilot.
So, you producers.
We know you picked her for the date. Jake didn't pick her. So, it was a miracle. She got in the plane, and Jake flew, and she loves flying now.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Cue cheesy music.
On the wings of love.
I better not be hearing that song all season, or I will scream.
Then they got into a vintage car, drove to Palm Springs, had dinner in a dark park, and she got the rose, she got the makeout.
And then the music started playing because they were having a private concert by Chicago.
Who's mostly private concerts now. At least they're working!
I had to play a Chicago medley in high school band.
I hope they don't break a hip playing all those private concerts. Alright, so it's the final date, the group date, and it's going to be Elizabeth, Jessie, Kathryn, Ashleigh E, and Vienna.
Which means no date this week for Michelle, Tenley, and Ella.
Well, the group date's at Six Flags. My least favorite place to ever have a date, because I just don't like amusement parks.
I went to Six Flags in New Jersey on a field trip, and I read a book under a tree.
All right.
Okay.
So Michelle freaks out.
Oh, wait, let's just mention that the park is closed to the public.
Right.
So it's just those F-tards running around for the whole day.
All right, so Michelle freaks out and starts packing. She's like,
if I'm not going to get to spend time with him, then why am I going to be here?
I know.
I love how she's all like, I love him. Really? It doesn't seem like it if you're so
She's
ready
all
to go.
depressed most of the time, but then when he shows up, she's all, this is great, guys. I'm the biggest cheerleader ever. All right, so Elizabeth pulls him aside and is all like,
yeah.
I hate that.
And then she like pulls out this dirty old note from her pocket and she's like,
that probably had ass sweat on it.
And I thought she was just going to give it to him and like he'd read it later.
Yeah, exactly.
But she like read it for him, which was lame because it's like she had a script.
It was awful. And basically it said, don't kiss me unless I'm going to be the last one standing. B.
I love how she's all like, yeah, I'm totally playing like the hardest game ever of Hard to Get.
Right.
Yo, bitch, you don't have time for your games. This is real life.
When you play Hard to Get, you just don't get. So then Vienna drops a bombshell. Oh my god.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, please let me do this.
Well, don't forget the beginning because you didn't write it down.
Okay. So Vienna was like, Jake, I was totally going out with the pastor's son, and we broke up, and then a month later I found out he was getting married and having a baby. So I eloped with a guy that I didn't even know, and then 4 months later we were signing divorce papers.
You forgot main plot points.
I'm sorry.
So she was dating the guy, the pastor's son, for like 4 years all throughout high school, and then they were engaged, which you didn't mention.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big deal.
I'm sorry.
And then they broke it off or whatever, and then no. And then
she ran off and got eloped.
That's crazy.
She got eloped.
Like, I'm sure that's hurtful, but you don't do that.
That's a little extreme. So, Elizabeth gets the rose. Sorry, Vienna. I know your story probably trumped the whole kiss thing, but you didn't get the rose.
No.
And then Elizabeth acted all creepy after she got the rose because he sent the other girls away. I was like, I have a special surprise just for Elizabeth. And she was all like, I want to kiss you. Do you want to kiss me?
You can't.
You can't kiss me, but do you want to?
And then fireworks, not between them, but actual fireworks.
It was just really creepy. I'm sorry.
Okay, I don't mean to be mean, but I'm going to, because she reminds me of like
creepy vibe off
a human caricature, like her face. I don't know, there's something about it.
It's time for the cocktail party.
Bad taste in my mouth. I don't like her.
Yeah, no, I don't like most of these girls, and they're not very attractive.
And he seems to be really gullible and falling for all of their like things.
Yeah.
But
Jake.
anyway.
All right, so it's Ella's birthday, like yesterday, when they taped it. So he brought her out a little cupcake, which she almost dropped on the floor. And then Tenley had the perfect opportunity to tell him that she was divorced.
But she didn't.
She blew it. And Michelle, that girl's just a freak. Where do we begin? She's all like up, she's down, she's freaky, she's normal this much of the time. I don't know.
So then,
this is
Chris
serious.
Walks into the party, and he's like, Rozlyn, I need to speak with you outside.
And everybody's like,
what?
Why is she going with Chris? What's going on?
Yeah.
Is she getting a special rose or something?
So we find out that Roslyn's been putting it out for a staffer.
That is a big no-no. It's never happened in the history of the show.
It's like a really big deal in reality TV.
It is.
Anyone working on the staff, like the camera crew or whatever, you are not supposed to talk to the people on the show. They don't exist.
You're not supposed to screw the pooch. So,
or even talk to them.
Yeah. So pack your crap and get out, skank.
I wish he would have said that to her.
I know, that would have been awesome, but he was just like, no, Rozlyn, you've entered into an inappropriate relationship.
I love how the whole time she's just like, well, it's like none of your business. So
I know.
Actually, it is.
Yeah. When you sign that contract saying, you know, everything you do is going to be on the show, whatever, yeah, it is their business.
Yeah.
So their little lawyers will tell you differently. So then Chris finds Jake, takes him away from Christina.
He's like, Rozlyn has entered an inappropriate relationship with one of our staffers. So
on the wings of love. Yeah.
So he was just like,
he was totally disgusted, but then he was like, can I get that rose back? Because, you know, I want another girl around for another week. So I guess that's why she had no underwear in the photo shoot. It was for easy access.
I love how you put the
unhappy face
on,
next
in
to
the
that.
notes.
I know. So it's time for the rose ceremony because yes, it is going on as planned. The show must go on.
Yeah.
Just because there's a skank in the bunch doesn't mean the show's not going to continue.
Well, first Chris told all the girls went
Oh,
down.
yeah.
And they were like, I can't believe anyone would be so
I would have
deceitful
been
towards
crying tears of joy, meaning I'd be staying around another week.
Yeah.
These girls just like, oh, poor
They
Jake.
hurt him and I love him.
Yeah, great. So, first rose goes to Vienna. Then Gia, Tenley, Ella, old mommy. Valishia, Corrie, Jessie, Ashleigh H.
Well, I don't like her, so I don't care.
Okay.
And then Michelle, and then final rose went to Kathryn.
Yeah. So Christina and Ashleigh E are out in the cold.
I
Sorry,
feel bad
ladies.
for Christina. I feel like she's...
I
don't know.
She's very fragile.
Yeah.
And Ashleigh E, she...
Crazy.
Yeah. Kathryn, honey, you're next week, so big deal. Next week, it's going to be bungee jumping. And get ready for this. Bombshell number 2 this season. Somebody is asked to leave the show before the rose ceremony. And it's not like they didn't get a rose either. It's just like, I'm asking you to leave because you're a skank. So, I wonder who the next person's going to be.
I don't know.
I can't wait, though. So, till next week, much love.